My topic's about music. To be more specific, Irish fiddle music. The fiddle was an ideal instrument for many popular Irish tunes as it quickly became popular with dance music. Irish fiddle music is famous in Ireland as it plays a huge part in their traditions. No one's really sure when Irish fiddle music was founded. However, there's evidence of Irish fiddle music being in the 8th century. There were a lot of Irish folk songs that were played on the fiddle in the 18th century, but it wasn't until the 19th century when the ballad printer became established in Dublin. After the ballad printer was released, it helped Irish composers' songs to be played by more people as there were more copies to go around. Irish fiddle music is still played to this day and focuses on making it more modern, but with a hint that old folk tune to it. Fiddle music in Ireland brings a lot of people together as it's an old tradition used in dance music, whose history goes back several hundred years. Other instruments like the button accordion and concertina made an appearance in the late 19th century, after instruments like the tin whistle, flute, fiddle, and uilleann pipes. Irish fiddle music was and still a really popular form of music in Ireland. With 2018 finally being over, fiddle is still one of their most popular instruments. A lot of political subjects played a part in fiddle music. Songs like Celtic Tiger, arranged by Damon Dempsey, was made for protesters in the Celtic Tiger phase. Celtic Tiger phase was a period of the unexpected economic growth, and one of the lyrics from Celtic Tiger was, "Your greed is gonna leave you soulless." The song uses words like greedy and says, "And that's how I know the poor has more taste than the rich." It repeats it again. The song name already gives you an idea of what it is. The following paragraph you'll hear is from irishexaminer.com with an interview with the songwriter himself. It's not the first time that Damon had a sixth sense. Back in 2003, he wrote Celtic Tiger, a song which he railed against the rising culture of greed that he felt the boom was bringing. His voice of dissent at a time of growing economics prosperity antagonized some. "Yeah, the song was very popular," he said with a hint of a smile. "People were wondering why I was saying negative things because they thought we were finally doing well. We were finally out the bad years. But I just smelled a rat. I could see the face of people changing, arrogance coming in. We lost our soul." As I said before, Irish fiddle music brings a lot of people together as many can recognize the old folk tune these songs have. There's actually a lot of songs now based off of Irish folk songs. Nothing But the Same Old Story and Whiskey in a Jar are based off tunes. Saili dances can be done with a lot of people as long as they are in a long line or going around as in a circle. Examples of this is in the Lavatory and in Rinsmore. Saili dances are known for being fast and complex like Antrim Reel and Morris Reel. The form of Irish fiddle music is preserved so countries can't take over them as their own. Anyone can still play these tunes despite who they are and where they live, but Ireland holds the right to a lot of Irish folk songs, so no other countries could claim as their own. Remember that song Celtic Tiger? This will be a good time to mention more about it as we're going on to the part of economics. While reading the lyrics to Celtic Tiger again, there was another line that had caught my eye.
Growing inflation rate in the world. The cost of a rundown house is absurd. This is a tiny age for a low-income wage. Ask anyone who's locked in a cage. A couple with kids can't afford a place to live.
I'm not familiar with the economic system, so I do apologize if whatever I say next is wrong. Is that prices were being raised in some cases to the point where it's not even affordable, and houses that were in the best conditions were being sold for the price that a nice home would cost, and families with kids couldn't afford a place to live in. There's always that same question everyone will ask: is the violin and fiddle the same instrument? Some may argue that it isn't, but in reality, the fiddle and the violin are the same instruments. A violin is a fiddle, but a fiddle is not necessarily a violin. This is the same as saying a man is a mammal, but a mammal is not necessarily a man. In other words, any bowstring instruments can be called a fiddle. A more professional definition of a fiddle, if you want to phrase it like that, is from Wikipedia. Before I read you what this has to say, keep in mind that this might not be right, as there's a chance the text could have been altered. Fiddling refers to the act of playing the fiddle, and fiddlers are musicians that play it. A fiddle is a bowstring musical instrument, most often a violin. Although violins and fiddles are essentially synonyms, the style of the music played may determine specific construction difference between fiddles and classic violins. For example, fiddles may optionally be set up with a bridge with a flatter arch to reduce the range of bow arm motion needed for techniques such as the double shuffle. In Ireland, they call a fiddle a violin or violin. The fiddle history can go as far as back into the Middle Ages. However, its popularity didn't start to grow until the 17th century. The fiddle is one of the most important instruments to Ireland traditionally and modernly. It played at huge events, funerals, festivals, and weddings. There are movies like Fiddle on the Roof that played a huge part too. Yes, I know this movie wasn't set or made in Ireland, but I thought it'd be nice to share that. It's a movie I recommend and worth the 3 hours of your time. Irish fiddle music is played across the world, and people who aren't Irish practice this form of music. The reason why I picked this as my midterm topic is that Irish fiddle music is really interesting to me, and as a violin player, I'd love to learn this style one day. Irish fiddle music has a significant history, and it's celebrated around the world. Working on this project and doing the research and putting everything together was really fun. I feel that I learned something during the time I spent working on this, and I hope you were able to learn something too.